What is a mistakes and what is an errors as a government employees? And my answer based on my experience is why is it that I tried actually to sue the United States of America Embassy uh, employees on 2017 to 2019 in the Philippines, and also why I filed a case against some leaders of the United States of America, especially for the states of where my American partner was, again for the year of 2017 and 2019. And the latest is my experience in dealing with, but it's a private businesses, scamming experience in the business in a private sectors because it's a bank. So how to deal with clients. So in reality, in life, a business, or like for example, Department of Education. Without students, Department of Education cannot be called a department. So for U.S. Embassy Philippines, it cannot be a U.S. Embassy without the clients as their American citizens who is residing or a tourist in the Philippines, and basically their main duty is the welfare of their American citizens in the Philippines. Now, here's my experience. And sometimes, meaning, my experience recently in dealing also with any Philippine employees as well is that that's why people must understand as well and best be sensitive enough in understanding how to act, how to understand your job as a government employees and versus your clientels, because it's all about clients. No clients, no customers, no consumers. A certain institutions, even it is a private institutions or a government or a public institutions, cannot be an institutions or cannot be a business without services to offer to its clients. Now, recently, my experience was meaning, I'm so alingang. I'm so dangang. That's why, should I kill myself for being alinganga or so careless or so careless, basically careless. So here's the thing with my latest experience. uh, I'm going to join in my students and I will be joining is regional competitions, and the requirements there is original birth certificate. So here's my thought, and I'm not lying. I thought all my requirements as what the birth certificate of my students were all originals, okay, and it turned out during the day of submissions of the requirements and everything, I found out, or we found out, my colleagues found out, the coaches found out that all my birth certificate weren't original. So I said, no, I was prepared. I thought it was original, and it turned out it doesn't. Now I goes to that I went to the office of the National Statistic Office and the supervisors, and I went there, and supposedly you must have some kind of online reservations for numbers so that you will be entertained with. And then it turned out I didn't know about it, so I just take a risk and take the chances of being a walk-in. And so I have to talk to the supervisors, and the supervisors was telling me, oh, she was like louder voice, like, oh, I told the department of your division office, all of them, that meaning, we aren't allowed that any teachers will come over here to bring so many students. Only two is allowed, and you have to process, like you have to reserve or log in through online first. So and you don't. And then I answered, Mom, I forgot. And then I said, I thought, meaning, the idea of thinking that, meaning you are correct. You have the stuff, and then you don't. So you're very careless. So and then and back in my head I was thinking, without our mistakes, you're not there. So basically, so that's how, meaning, reality of life, that the erroneous of people, the way we think, without that idea, and some, of course, there are so many people lining up as well. So without us, who is alinganga, so careless actually, or we believe that what we have is correct, and yet at the end it's not. Uh, it's a job, it's a work, So that's why people in the government employees as well, they must to understand. So let's take my case in the US embassy. um Ma'am, I really explained very well that, meaning, if at first I asked with some financial assistance. Then the second day, that's the time that I think, ma'am, I have to ask for legacy paper, certificate of marriage, because yeah, yesterday you said I was really hopeless. They cannot do anything. They cannot help me aside from the family, and the family already giving up. So for me, everything now is on my hands, and the responsibilities, especially for debts and money, is my money. And then it turned out this telling me upfront, meaning, you're just after, and you have to find another young Americans, this and that, to marry with. And meaning, so they fall with the standard as a racism. So racism inside the government institutions is, of course, it's another case. So I have a lawyer handling my case, and for kindness reasoning, kindness, being kind and being good, maghulat mo og flag retreat. O wala, so you go ahead. We already prayed, di ba? O sige, so na-miss naman, di ba? Okay? Module, wait. Wala na lang. Okay, so that's it. That's how God. So see, my students, we already pray, and they already watered our plants, doing the usual routine, and yet they're start asking me if they can have some module or assignments to read for the weekend. So please subscribe to my channel, and I will share more.